been going here, I guess, since I was a little baby, baptized here, and I was confirmed here, and I feel like that was the first big importance in the church of me taking the steps on my own to be confirmed in the church. And that was my biggest memorization of being welcomed and being in the church as family. I grew up and it was, just kind of oh, I go to church every Sunday because my family does. But after I got confirmed and really started getting to the Word and learning who the Lord really was and how He's changed my life and my family's life, this church just was family to me, just like my grandpa said. And so I just think that was the big part of my step in the journey, especially in this church, was my confirmation and being able to learn about the Lord in that class and just really feeling a part of the congregation and growing in my relationship with the Lord and the congregation, just because I felt I was starting to really realize who I was and growing up into it. And just from the beginning, I grew up I was a little girl here, and now I'm 19, and it's just I've always felt I've had family here. So I think that was one of the big stepping stones in my journey here. Being a part of the Haiti mission trip was really nerve-wracking at first. I was still kind of young. I was the youngest one going. And so I was just not knowing what to expect. And I had some people from the previous years that have gone that have shared with me of be prepared, it's a completely different world over there. And it just made me really nervous. But God laid it on my heart to be on that mission. And I think not only for the kids over there, but for me personally, it just had a huge impact on the way I see life and how God is so glorious. And over there, we were stuck in the orphanage for a while because of all the riots and things. But and everyone I feel here was so worried about us, freaking out, not knowing what's going on. And I really had no idea. And it was just felt like home. I felt so safe there, and that's just crazy. Knowing that God sent us there for a reason, and it might have not necessarily been we thought it was to go to the church and help rebuild the church, but we just got the opportunity to lay hands on those boys in that orphanage, and it was just a life-changing moment for me. It was for sure another stepping stone in my journey towards Christ, and I just think that was another opportunity that the church has given me to be able to go and see what the Lord has done, not only in my life but in others around the world. I think growing up and being in the youth for most of the church is the youth in itself is the future. It's kind of nervous and nerve-wracking to me, if I'm being honest, because I've grown in church with all these older people and just people who have laid the love of Christ in me. And so I think growing up and having these older people to look up to really just excites me, knowing that I am hoping to be them soon, and to lay in the next generation and lay the Lord's love into them and just lay my hands and arms on them and just share what God has done in my life through this church. So I just think the youth in itself, and it's kind of nerve-wracking though, because it's completely different, even from when I was younger, and how church has evolved, and what how we have two different churches, and one contemporary and then one traditional. It's but it's just awesome, because no matter what kind of fellowship you are doing, it's all because of the Lord, and that we are Christians and we are called to share God's love, and that is our mission here, to be Christ-like. And so I think, and no matter what church you go to, but especially here for me, just being able to grow up and be the next generation and to pull the youth in is probably what excites me the most. It mostly excites me knowing that we are getting to rebuild some of that life in the church where it started at. Just going in there and looking at the stained glass every Sunday is just a comfort, and knowing that that's my safe place to go, and the beauty and time and thought that was put into this church for us to glorify God in is just amazing, and it really touches my heart. So to know that one day my kids will be in this church and growing up and knowing that the community is there and the loving space, and like now that it's being open on the weekdays to go in and just pray and have time with the Lord is really special, knowing that there's always somewhere to go and it's always going to be home.